blocked your ass. Hey, why are you with taking men?
From shocking relationship scandals and betrayals to deviously sneaky game hacks, some streamers can't help but cheat and forget they're live while doing it. Get ready for the most cringeworthy moments of live stream cheaters getting caught. iShowSpeed got super famous super fast for his unhinged personality. It seems there's no limit to his craziness, and his love life is as mad as his streams. Back in 2021, Speed was introduced to a lady by the name of Dream by his friend Marcus, and they quickly fell for each other after a barking competition.
W's in the chat.
Young love. However, their romance didn't last long. Just a month later, it had all fallen apart embarrassingly live on stream. Speed was mid-stream with Dream, who was lightheartedly doing his makeup, when his mom walked in and completely exposed him for having a different girl over.
Junior,
Yeah.
now come on now. You ain't gonna keep having all these different types of girls in here. You know that's disrespect.
No, wait, Mom, I'm streaming.
Speed rushes up, pushing his mom out of the room and claiming the other girl who'd recently been in his room was Marcus's cousin.
Bro, what?
That was Marcus' cousin.
No, she just said that, bro. Bro.
But straight after, he switched up and said the girl was actually a girl he was trying to set Marcus up with on a blind date.
I'm setting Marcus up on a blind date tomorrow, bro. I wanted to, hey, Chad, I swear to God, I wanted to keep it streaky, but Marcus, am I not setting you up on a blind date tomorrow? Yes?
You're lying. Like, I'm not
Thank
stupid.
you.
So, not Marcus's cousin then? His argument basically just resorted to him shouting chill for 20 minutes.
Chill. No, chill. Just chill, Dream.
Bro.
Dream, please sit down. Chill. Come, just chill. Chill.
Get your
Chill. No, chill that. Chill, just chill.
Until he finally gave Dream her phone back so she could leave.
You're sick.
Just go.
Bye. Like, I really don't never want to talk to you again.
After she left, Speed fully crashed out, yelling, "I'm single," and crying.
I'm single. I'm lonely. What is wrong with these girls, bro? Why these girls just don't listen? These girls don't listen to you, bro. I'm single, chat. These girls. Fuck these girls. Fuck these girls. Fuck these girls.
And hitting his computer as he ended the stream. I don't know about you, but he seems pretty innocent, right?
What the f***?
Jokes aside, unless this was some kind of setup, Speed was obviously brutally exposed by his mom, who will remain in history a true girl's girl for warning Dream. Shockingly, though, Speed did admit to cheating. And all in an uncomfortable couples therapy stream with Dr. Kai Sanat.
I cheated. I cheated on you, Dream. I cheated on you.
This stream was insanely chaotic, even by Speed standards. And shockingly, Dream decided she wanted him back, leading to a Kai Sanat losing his mind.
So both of y'all is crazy, okay?
No.
Toxic. Y'all love each other in 3 weeks.
I know.
It kind of looks like Speed is trying not to laugh here, though, bringing up the question, was this cheating scandal legit, or was it all just a stunt for views? Let me know what you think in the chat. Comments. Once your post, iShowSpeed headache is passed, that is. In November 2018, a Japanese Fortnite prodigy named RizArt made headlines around the world after breaking a Fortnite world record for the most solo kills in a game. This is a massive achievement for any pro gamer, but what made this attempt even more impressive was that RizArt was only 12 years old. Or so everyone thought. RizArt became a global sensation, making international news. His YouTube subscribers skyrocketed, doubling to 187,000, and his success seemed unlimited. However, with his newfound attention came looming anxieties because RizArt was hiding a huge secret. Out of guilt, he posted a video admitting to his lies.
この場をお借りして皆様に謝罪をさせていただきます。 僕の実年齢は小学生ではなく高校1年生の16歳です。皆様に本当のことを伝えておらず、本当に申し訳ありませんでした。
Yep, turns out he was actually 16 instead of 12. That's right, the internet's youngest superstar wasn't a child prodigy at all, but a teenager who'd accidentally let a rumor get way out of hand. Maybe not the most heinous exposed cheater, sure, but why would you lie about that? Well, Rizart claimed he knew he had a young-sounding voice and decided that leaning into it was a good way to boost his audience. But of course, it all came tumbling down when his gaming friends encouraged him to tell the truth. Was it worth it? I'll let you guys decide. I must apologize in advance for what I'm about to show you. This could be one of the worst things I've come across, and I've seen it all. Brian Riso, aka Only US Aimblade, hosted a New Year's Eve party with his streamer friends and invited their biggest donors to join in on the celebration. So Blade had invited a mega fan, one who proposed to his girlfriend in front of him. So what does Blade do to honor his favorite married couple? He makes out with the wife, of course. If that visual wasn't bad enough, I had to mute that clip because of the super messed up choice of music. But it gets way worse than that. Blade is in the middle of things when the husband, the biggest fan, sees this canoodling in action. But Blade, undeterred, continues to escalate the situation to an insanely inappropriate nature on stream. It's not just embarrassing, it's beyond messed up. Worst of all, the husband came back in later, totally unfazed. Now, the two insane guests on this astoundingly deviant live stream aren't public figures, so the outcome of their relationship is officially unknown. But if ol' hubby watched this stream back and saw what his wife got up to in full 1080p, I certainly hope he took a long, hard look at his marriage and got out of there. Man, what a world, huh?
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.
Streamer Capri Jones first appeared in influencer Piper Raquel's TikTok in March 2025. And by April 2025, they had moved in together. Their teen romance came tumbling down in May 2025 when Piper was live streaming and chatting to her friends. While live, Piper was informed that Capri was also live streaming with a totally different girl. While Capri's stream has been lost to internet oblivion, Piper's reaction remains, and it's hard to watch.
What? He's live with her? No, he's not, right? He's with the girl! Oh my god! He's with her! No, there's no way. There's no way. Oh.
So, soon after, Piper teamed up on livestream with fellow young internet personality Lil Tay, strode over to the restaurant where Capri and his new gal, Alice Rosenblum, were hanging out to confront them.
What's good, Chopper? You know where me and Piper just came from? Hey, why you running, scared ass? You deleted the TikTok, you're running too! Your mama clocked your ass, didn't she?
Guys, you're lying on my name. You were lying on my name.
Hey, why are you with taking men? You don't know what's going on? Are you lying to her too? You're lying to her, you're lying to your mama, you're lying to Piper. You really don't know how to respect women. Do you think this is okay? You're bragging about cheating. You're calling women bitches. You're lying to your mom. You're lying to your girlfriend. Your ex-girlfriend now, actually.
Bro, it's AI, bro.
Did you catch that? Capri's response to Lil Tay calling out his self-confessed cheating was, "It's AI, bro."
It's AI, bro.
Yeah, strong argument. Here's one of his so-called AI confessions, by the way.
Okay, I cheated. So what? Everybody cheats. Austin McBroom cheated, and look where he's at now. Exactly.
Looks pretty real to me, little bro. But the deranged chaos went even further. When Capri spotted Piper, he begged her to talk, and When she shut him down, he jumped on the back of their car.
I cannot talk to her today. Like, are you kidding me? Or see, he's on the car. He's on the car.
No, I know what you're thinking. This has got to be a publicity stunt, right? Well, you're half correct. Piper's initial reaction to finding out her boyfriend was cheating on her live on stream was actually completely authentic. Apparently, Capri had thought it would be hilarious to prank his girlfriend and pretend he was cheating on her for a whole 5 days. Yeah, I'm not sure she found that too funny. But then, at some point, she was let in on the joke and saw it as a potential online attention grab opportunity. So she decided to continue the prank, deceiving her audience for an influx of views and engagement. She uploaded countless more vids playing on the fake story, even going so far as to smash up Capri's car with a baseball bat. Of course, she made sure to take like 1,000 TikToks before and during, really meaningful stuff. In various interviews, both Piper and Capri have confirmed that almost the entire saga was staged, and that they were very much together during that time. However, their relationship didn't last long, and the pair split up in September 2025, citing the reason that Capri needed to grow up. Yeah, I don't think that surprises any of us. So was their relationship real at all? Or was it just a huge distraction from the Netflix documentary that coincidentally dropped in April 2025, which exposed Piper's mother as an abuser and manipulator of children? The internet. It truly gets worse by the year. Mike Postle is an American poker player who will do anything to win. In 2018, Postle went on an impressive winning streak in low-stakes cash games, raking in roughly $250,000 in winnings in just a year. Most of these wins were live-streamed by Stone's Gambling Hall, and at first, he was dubbed the Jesus of Poker, pushing hands that more sensible players would usually fold. And folding hands he shouldn't. It was almost as if he was a poker prophet seeing the future. These wins were impressive, and at first, his peers found his strategy thrilling. However, it all started to seem a bit fishy. It came to a head when newcomer Veronica Brill raised her suspicions about Postle's foresight in his poker games. In March 2019, she went to the Stones livestream director, Justin Caratis, with her suspicions, but she was quickly dismissed. This infuriated Brill, who continued to examine Postle's gameplay until she blew her top, publicly posting her suspicions on X in September 2019, and subsequently initiating a widespread debate about Postle's innocence. Brill's outburst led to weeks-long investigations into Postle's gameplay, with Joey Ingram, a professional poker player and influencer, uploading several 5-hour-long videos analyzing Postle's movements. Other analysts began accusing Mike of somehow being able to see his fellow players' cards, or taking sneaky glances at his lap where some alleged he may have been hiding useful devices, and generally making wild moves that only someone who knew their opponent's cards would dare to make. So here, Postle has a pair of kings, and the players are battling it out pre-flop, so before the community cards are revealed. At this point, players usually bet rashly to get an easy pot. But with Postle's pair of kings, he's at a high advantage compared with other players, so you'd think he'd match Fira's final raise here, right? But Postle's magic foresight kicks in, and he folds, which is certainly the right decision for someone who sees Fira's pair of aces. Then in October 2019, 24 players filed a massive $30 million class action lawsuit against Postle and Stone's Gambling Hall. By 2020, the number of plaintiffs had increased to 88, which is pretty wild given that Postle was never officially definitively proven to have cheated. In June 2020, federal judge William B. Shub dismissed the case, and eventually 60 of the plaintiffs accepted a settlement from King's Casino LLC, the entity that owns Stones. While this settlement wasn't necessarily an admission of guilt, and may have just been a way to ensure the case closed for good, it did raise a few questions about the whole affair in the eyes of those still believing Postle was a cheater. Postle hit back against his critics with a $330 million defamation countersuit, but he later dropped it in June 2021. So, was he just a genius poker god that bred jealous opponents, or was he a cheater? The poker world will never really know for sure, but it's noteworthy that Postle's win rate was far beyond the normal range for even the best poker players in the world. Whatever the truth, his name is never really recovered, and many high-profile poker players still insist he's guilty. What do you think? In July 2021, the Fortnite community was in chaos over a massive arena points controversy involving two players, Somerset and Lovergirl. Lovergirl had claimed the incredible feat of becoming the first female streamer to reach 100,000 arena points, which are points earned by performing well in arena mode matches. This milestone immediately earned her massive attention and praise. And at first, fans celebrated her grind, but soon questions began to surface. Streamer Somerset accused Lovergirl of letting her brother play on her account on the very day she hit the milestone. This tiny detail was enough to spark a wave of suspicion. If she truly earned 100,000 points herself, why was someone else on her account? Lovergirl quickly addressed the controversy with a post on X, admitting, "I have been accused of account sharing with my brother. I wasn't aware of the consequences of allowing my brother to stream a singular day on my Twitch." Lovergirl. She explained that her brother earned about 450 points of the 100,000 total, but insisted that the remaining grind was legit, claiming she had put in 10-hour streams to earn the rest. The Fortnite community exploded. Arena points are highly competitive, and even a hint of cheating was enough to fuel outrage and endless speculation. Despite the backlash, Lovergirl continued to stream and maintain her grind, fueling additional attention rather than destroying her gaming career entirely. Whether you believe she deserved her milestone or not, the Somerset Lovergirl drama remains one of the most talked about Fortnite controversies of 2021, and will undoubtedly go down as one of the things that happened ever. This streamer was just straight up stupid with his cheating. Here, we see the live streamer with a random girl on his lap answering questions and swearing that he's single.
I'm single as hell.
Bold strategy. Very bold strategy. But lo and behold, seconds later, his actual girlfriend practically breaks the door down to hunt down the girl on his lap.
You good. Trust me, you good.
You stupid!
Lauren, what are you?
Jeez. I really wouldn't want to be the other girl in this situation. Imagine chilling on someone's lap and suddenly hearing boss music start playing. But honestly, what did he expect? If you're gonna run a sneaky side quest, maybe don't live stream it to the entire internet. Now, apparently these guys were technically on a break, after which they rekindled and appear to still be together to this day. But still, assuming this isn't all a big prank for clout, which isn't impossible, this guy's still playing with fire. If those teens want to know what real cheating looks like, here's Alfonso Merlos, a Spanish news reporter who at the time was dating fellow celeb Marta Lopez. Here he was caught out live whilst hosting his show from home during lockdown. The timeless side chick background drive-by. The most romantic way to announce your affair. In an even more dramatic twist, Alfonso later went on to state he thought he and Marta were on a break at the time. Marta, meanwhile, strongly disagreed. Whatever the truth was, they appear to be on a permanent break now because of it. M is Guilty is a Canadian Warzone streamer who is constantly accused of cheating. Accusations are posted on Reddit, YouTube, and in her comments, and typically spawn a heated back and forth between the fellas who insist she's cheating and those who acknowledge that she might just be a talented gamer who happens to be a girl. Either way, M is Guilty clearly understands her audience and completely plays up to it. Aside from the joke in her screen name, well, her most popular videos and thumbnails are framed around the joke of being a cheater. Though when you watch the content, she never actually outwardly cheats or uses hacks. It's pretty funny, but is there more to it? Well, I was pretty convinced that this was all just folks jumping on the bandwagon to hate on her, but then I saw a couple of clips which left me questioning. Here, YouTuber Grandpa Spectates reran the game data from a match, spectating M is Guilty's gameplay POV, and applied wallhack mods to it, which allowed him to see where all the players in the game were, through M's POV, so he could see if any unusual camera snapping movements aligned with placements of where normally unseen enemies would be. This would be a telltale indicator of hacks if present. Intriguingly, in some cases, her camera did seem to snap to enemies behind cover, which she shouldn't have been able to see during her original gameplay, as if her system was auto-aiming for her. There's also a time where her aim snaps suddenly when a player exits her line of sight, suggesting a wall hack or aimbot may have been glitching out. These are both blink and you'll miss it scenarios, and while they could be attributed to accidental mouse or joystick movements, it's hard to rule out hacks completely. On the other hand, there are a lot of legitimate seeming errors and misjudgments in M's gameplay that suggest she's not cheating. On top of that, M's content more broadly involves hundreds of hours of winning plays from her without any telltale aim snapping. And it's not like she's playing flawless games constantly. But then again, cheats can be toggled on or off easily mid-game. I'm a little up in the air with this one. With one small handful of instances as evidence, it's hard to say for sure whether M truly is guilty. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next up, here's a step-by-step guide on how to be a grade-A scumbag. Japanese screamer Hayub Sama was streaming on March 6, 2019, when he decided it was the perfect time to have a serious talk with his fellow streamer girlfriend, Starbitsy-chan. So where else do you spill your relationship misdeeds than in an intimate jazz-blaring wine bar, all while live streaming to thousands of fans? Smooth moves, brother. In this excruciating live stream, Hayub Sama casually dropped the bomb that he kissed his ex-girlfriend Tina just 4 days prior.
I kissed her. I kissed Tina 4 days ago. I'm sorry. Because I told you at that moment I was gonna No, please.
That's cheating. That's cheating.
I'm cheater.
That's cheating.
I'm sorry.
That's cheating.
She straight up asked him why he'd chosen to do this on live stream, and he genuinely had no answer. And instead, he just ate, vaped, drank her wine, and grinned at the camera.
When you feel you need to smile.
After more than an hour of tears and questioning, to which Hayub Sama barely responded, Star finally got up to leave. She left the restaurant, later confronting him again and begging him to just end the stream.
What is wrong with you?
I am psychopath. What did you want? What did you want?
I wanted you to come downstairs without your stream.
Then what's gonna happen? What's the difference?
But I could have given you a second chance.
But even then, he kept it rolling. And when she realized, it sealed the end of their relationship for good. Well, kids, turns out live streaming your own breakup isn't exactly the secret to a healthy romance. Who knew? Now, coming up are examples I've featured in previous Gamers Caught Cheating episodes. They're just too good and relevant not to include for viewers who haven't seen these. If you have, click here for another video. Let's go. The impossibly precise button pushes and muscle memory required for speedrunning are insanely difficult to master, which is why blindfolded speedrunning is even more mind-blowing. Just using audio cues and their memory, players complete games as quickly as possible without once looking at their screens. Considering most people couldn't even get past a start menu blindfolded, this is god-tier gaming. So, an unknown gamer, Superfast Jellyfish, live-streamed his blindfolded speedrun of Super Mario 64 in just 42 minutes. The speedrunning community was stunned, but not in a good way. For a start, there are only 3 certified blindfolded streamers who have submitted their times into this category, ranging from 19 minutes to 1 hour, 58 minutes. This would have put Superfast Jellyfish in 3rd, even though he claimed he'd only ever done 2 blindfolded speedruns before. But compared to his competitors, Superfast Jellyfish's gameplay was suspicious. He left audio alerts on, which are hugely distracting and can mess up a real blindfolded speedrunner's timing.
Let's go!
Thank you for the follow. I fell off. I can tell I fell off.
This is your second blindfolded run, isn't it?
Technically this is my third.
Unfazed by this, he then talked continuously through sections that real blindfolded speedrunners know requires careful attention to audio details.
Did I check for saves? No, because I don't save the game.
These were huge red flags for the speedrunning community, and they called out Superfast Jellyfish for cheating by using a blindfold he could see through. Clearly got out, Superfast Jellyfish eventually came clean. Well, kinda.
Now, what you may not know is that speedrun was purposely fake. It was purposely fake.
Instead of a proper apology, he tried to save face by claiming he purposefully faked the speedrun. Yet he only admitted this after he was exposed. Yeah, that's called cheating, bud. Better luck next time. When it comes to being accused of cheating, no one has more fingers pointed at him than Call of Duty Warzone player and streamer Nadia. She began streaming back in January 2021, and her Warzone gameplay attracted an audience of over 900,000 Twitch followers. But as her fans grew in number, so did the people who doubted her skill, and they began to pick apart every second of her gameplay. It seems like every guy with facial hair and access to the Fortnite font has made a video about the undeniable proof they have about Nadia cheating, lying, or being exposed. Some are creepily obsessed, but they have picked up on some questionable clips, like here. Yeah, shooting a wall in the same place someone is standing behind is pretty sus. It could indicate that she's using wall hacks. However, others have pointed out that there was an ammo crate dropped in that direction, so she heard someone there, and she didn't know where. That's reasonable, but what about here, where she was shadow banned? A protocol Activision enacts when it suspects a player of cheating and places them in special lobbies that are full of other suspected cheaters.
It says not eligible for appeal. Games under review. Warzone and Modern Warfare. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm shadow banned.
Hacker hunters were quick to claim that this was more undeniable proof that she was cheating. However, others argued that she'd been playing from a few different locations in the days prior, mimicking the effects of a VPN, which might have triggered the ban. Whatever the case, she was unshadow banned by the developers, Activision, shortly after. Another point, at a live Call of Duty event, she was apparently kicked out for cheating while on stream. But the footage supposedly showing her being kicked out by the mods for cheating shows that she was actually just having technical issues and needed help. They weren't asking her to leave.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, team, I'll be right back. I'm in trouble.
Some have gone one step further, like Rara, who released leaked messages supposedly from Nadia to some unknown person, claiming she had someone unlock camo skins for her guns on her account. That's the same excuse Vanguard's #2 player, Lexify, used after he was caught wall hacking. The two elements are linked, that's for sure, but without wall hacks slipping through onto Nadia's stream, it's not conclusive. And a lot of others seem to agree. Renowned streamer and gamer XQC reviewed some of these clips and determined,
guys, if you're gonna tell people are cheating, okay, do it the right way. Okay, I think these clips are they're just.
These accusations are endless, and all supposed proof of her cheating is far from airtight. This would be enough to chase almost anyone off, but not Nadia. Instead, she's cleverly leaned right into it, uploading videos titled, "I'm banned from Warzone," and "I got kicked out for cheating." She constantly alludes to cheating, never setting up a second webcam to show her screens, and never giving in to offered PC scans, posting fake confessions layered in sarcasm. And the hacker hunters have lapped it up, fueling her growth and theirs. However, it seems Nadia wasn't as squeaky clean as she claimed. In September 2023, she tried to log into Call of Duty and, well...
Bro, I just got banned.
Aha! She's been banned, or at least that's what she claimed, but we'll come back to that. In the wake of this bombshell, Nadia transitioned to selling bikini pictures and, hot tub streams. I hate the internet. After that, she claimed to have been blacklisted by Call of Duty and her access to previews and special events rescinded. Nadia said it's because of her bikini photo enterprise, but there has not been any confirmation. So, could the ban and blacklist actually be because of cheating? It's entirely possible, if the ban was even real.
What?
See, later, Nadia started streaming COD again on the same account. What? Still, accusations persisted, but in December 2024, she made a frustrated post on X, finally providing evidence that she couldn't have been banned in the first place. Turns out she'd faked the ban screen. The whole thing was one big troll. Why? 2 words that the whole streamer world revolves around: relevance and attention. Although she fails to mention that in her post. Man, I'd almost have preferred it if she'd actually been cheating. You might be thinking that it's just PC or console games that people cheat on, but thanks to Rogstream, we know that they can cheat on mobile games as well. Rogstream is run by Indian YouTuber Aparna, also known as Annie. She's attracted more than 360,000 subscribers on YouTube and 2.2 million on Facebook by playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG, mobile. Now, for the most part, she plays it through the game's official emulator on her PC, which makes sense, considering she's also streaming. However, at the beginning of one of her matches back in 2019, something odd flashes up on her screen.
free 4K TV. तुम ही हो कंप्यूटर की दुकान पे भाई 4K TV लगा के बैठे। अरे भाई तू पढ़ा कि नहीं बोल? तूने वो पढ़ा क्या ना?
Now, I don't play PUBG, but I'm pretty sure that big yellow line showing the enemy's location, name, and stats shouldn't show up for you. Annie didn't think so either, as you can tell by her look of pure panic. It was pretty clear that she was using some sort of wall hack or ESP hack, so she quickly exited the match and tried to explain that she didn't know what that was. But the gaming community didn't believe a word she said. She later uploaded an apology video admitting that she'd been using wall hacks, begging her followers for forgiveness, and promising to do better. Looks like the only thing she played was herself. I'm sure I don't need to tell you who Dr. Disrespect is. He's a now infamous streamer for more reasons than one. But my forced exposure to Disrespect has led me down a little rabbit hole. See, the doc is routinely accused of cheating in multiplayer games. Take a look at this. That jump where his sight shoots off to the right doesn't seem natural. But while it could be an aimbot hack, it could also just be a connection issue of some kind. It's not like he hits anybody with the second shot, after all. There are a few other clips people claim showcase some suspect behavior too.
Two guys in this warehouse. I'm just gonna get a little isolated, a little reclusious.
See, a lot of folks are claiming that this is wall hacking. There's no indication that there are any enemies in that building, so how can he know? Except that, yeah, there is. You can see a dude right here. Baseless accusations like this have followed the doc for years now, but despite what people say, I couldn't find any evidence of him actually hacking. So yeah, there you go. Dr. Disrespect does not cheat in games, but he will cheat on his wife with minors. He admitted to his dodgy doings in a stream in December 2017. And you could tell it was serious because he wasn't dressed like a complete doofus. Oh, and he was crying a lot.
I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful and stupid mistakes, man.
Sorry, bro, but your tears don't wash away your sins. He claims that the conversations with the minor were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate. So he's innocent, right? I don't know, dude. It all seems pretty sus, seeing as he got axed from his own game studio, Midnight Society, in 2024. I'd say the dude got deservingly Dr. Disrespected.
Well, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect.
Now, cheating in video games isn't a crime, but the way streamer Miss Q Gemini tried to cover up her blatant cheating absolutely was. This young, ambitious gamer regularly streamed herself playing the ferociously competitive Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO for short, which is an online multiplayer first-person shooter game. However, back in 2017, she started her stream with a huge rant about how she'd been unfairly accused of cheating.
You know what's really sad? That sometimes, because I'm female in Counter-Strike, people are like, "You're cheating!" What? Shut the fuck up!
Way to tell off those pesky trolls. But then, during the game's warm-up phase, she seemed to forget that the world could see her screen, and she brought up a cheat software menu. After hitting the load coding button, all of her rivals' ranks and locations suddenly began appearing through the walls. For those who don't play CSGO, I can tell you now that ain't normal. It's called a wall hack, which allows players to locate their opponents through solid objects in the game's arena. Hacks like this are a sneaky way of gaining the upper hand in multiplayer shooter games, and Miss Q Gemini's viewers were quick to pick up on it. But, blissfully unaware she'd been caught, she continued to play and, even worse, lose. And it's at that point that she finally realized what she'd done, as you can tell from her facial expressions.
We're trying to not be a noob.
Oh my god!
After being caught red-handed, you'd think that this would be the time to fess up, right? Well, take a listen to the cringy excuses falling out of her mouth.
Do you guys ever get that weird glitch in CSGO where it shows your rank? It shows everyone's rank? Clara! Let me just message this girl. Give me 1 second. She promised me she didn't use it on my PC. This is what happens when you let people use your PC. Can't trust him. Alright, that's nice to know.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't Clara that we watched load the cheat code at the beginning of this game. After that, Miss Q Gemini guiltily abandoned the match, and her CSGO account was eventually slapped with an anti-cheat ban. But following massive backlash from the streaming community, her Twitch also disappeared soon after, along with any chance she ever had of making it as a pro gamer. Just about every fan of the Battle Royale game Fortnite knows the name FaZe Jarvis, but not necessarily in a good way. This British YouTuber and gamer rose to fame when he joined the mega-popular esports group, the FaZe Clan, in 2019. He'd been uploading his Fortnite gameplay to YouTube since 2018, with many of his videos garnering millions of views each. His channel was made up almost exclusively of Fortnite gameplay, but then in 2019, he made an unfathomably dumb decision. He uploaded a video where he openly claimed to be using an aimbot.
Because I've got the hack open and stuff, it's making my Streamlabs like lag, so I can't do that. You won't be able to see on the recording that I've got the mod, but just so you guys know I do. This is what happens. Look, aimbot FOV, aimbot FOV. Like, I don't know what half this stuff means, but it's actually about to be lit. We're about to pop off. I don't miss a shot. I don't miss a shot, bro. Yo, we're cracked.
Look at this. Look at this!
And while the hilariously controversial video made him some sweet YouTube money, Fortnite's developers, Epic Games, didn't see the funny side of it. They have a zero-tolerance policy for any kind of cheating, let alone bragging about it to millions of people online. Without missing a beat, Epic Games brought down the hammer and immediately banned Jarvis's account. But the ban wasn't just for a month or even 2, but for life. And this didn't mean he was only banned from the community. He was also prohibited from participating in all future Fortnite gaming events. What a staggering self-own. In true YouTube style, Jarvis released a tearful apology video admitting his infractions and accepting Epic Games' decision.
I'm truly, like, so sorry. Epic, I know I have to take accountability for my actions, and you know, I'm gonna do my best to accept any punishment that, like, comes my way, whatever happens. I'm not trying to find, like, a quick road out, but, like, being banned forever is just, like, thinking about a lifetime ban is just, oh, I just didn't, I didn't expect this would happen.
Even with all those tears, his account remains banned to this day. Well, it's pretty clear that when it comes to cheating, Epic Games doesn't play around. When it comes to cheating in CSGO, it's safe to say no player has ever been more humiliated than Nikhil Forsaken Kumawat. During the Extremes Land Zowie Asia tournament in 2018, Forsaken was competing as part of the pro esports team Optic India. They'd entered into the top-tier CSGO tournament, which had a hefty prize pool of $100,000. But as Forsaken was playing, someone reported him for suspicious activity, and an administrator was called in. At first, Forsaken boldly refused the admin access to his terminal. But after they asserted their position, they probed into his setup and discovered a suspicious program running in the background, disguised as Word.exe. When it was pointed out, Forsaken unbelievably batted their hands away and tried to delete it in front of their eyes. Stunned, the administrators disqualified Forsaken on the spot, and the entire Optic India team was booted from the event. When they finally got a good look at Forsaken's terminal, they discovered the illegal aimbots he'd been desperately trying to delete. These are hacks that provide easier target acquisition for players and are expressly prohibited by CSGO. But what made it worse was that they'd been accessed multiple times, meaning he'd been cheating in many different matches in order to get his hands on that prize money. Appalled by his actions, Forsaken was handed a full 5-year ban from the Esports Integrity Coalition. The pro player was also booted from his team, but in the overwhelmingly embarrassing aftermath, Optic India was dissolved altogether. Later in his apology statement, Forsaken said, "If I could go back, I would probably delete the day when I first played Counter-Strike. Nothing good has happened to me since the day I started playing the game." Brutal. Not only did Forsaken take an opportunity from his Optic teammates, but some also say the Indian CSGO scene has never fully recovered from this stupid scandal. This fraudster, Zillion OP, had thousands watching in disbelief when he was exposed in the most humiliating way. Zillion regularly streamed video games on Twitch and was known for being wheelchair-bound, paralyzed from the waist down. Viewers believed him about his disability, and why wouldn't they? Well, by 2013, Zillion was making big money from viewers' donations, netting an estimated $20,000 before the incident occurred. Of that cash, he allegedly spent $2,000 on a wheelchair and $5,000 to move house nearer to his girlfriend. However, cracks in his story began to show. That year, a hacker tried to expose Zillion by posting fake updates on the streamer's Facebook account. Posts were made implying Zillion could walk, with one status update reading, "Don't get angry, Zillion, just walk away from your computer for a minute." Although no hard evidence was provided, audiences grew suspicious. Why would someone claim Zillion was lying? Well, doubts were confirmed during one monumental stream when he left the camera rolling longer than he intended. Get ready, you're about to see Zillion make one of the dumbest mistakes in internet history.
It's easily outgeared. Oh my god!
Yes, you are seeing that correctly. Zillion just stood up from his wheelchair and walked away completely unaided. His girlfriend's stunned response, "Oh my god," with the instant panicked scrabble to cover it up, says it all. The aftermath of this mistake, despite claiming he had fallen over, both Zillion and his girlfriend's Twitch accounts were banned. But this wasn't the last of Zillion. Years after the scandal, he created a new streaming channel called It's Bluish, and before long, Zillion began opening up about his previous deception. In an interview in 2020, Zillion revealed he was in a car accident that caused him to have difficulty walking, which he proved by showing photos of himself in a wheelchair prior to starting his streaming career. However, he confessed his failure to tell viewers he was actually in recovery and wasn't permanently paralyzed. Considering this omission of detail was making him a lot of money, it's not difficult to see why he kept it up. While he expressed regret about his dishonesty, it wasn't enough to stop Twitch re-banning his new account, as banned individuals aren't permitted to start over under new aliases. Since then, he's been out of the public eye, probably for the best. If you want to see more folks getting exposed, check out this video, and it's time for me to go touch some grass and cure my streamer-induced migraine. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.